Alright, what's going on everybody? It's Reclaimer and welcome back to another video. Today, I have a little bit of an interesting video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be doing another sorted tips video, but it's not going to be the same thing as sort of my arena tips. Today, I have a couple things to talk about, so we're just going to be playing a little bit of Team Skirmish. But I want to talk about personal improvement overall. So, I'm able to give tips on arena and playing at a high level, and things that you should do in certain game types, how you should react to certain situations, but I've never talked about personal improvement, and it's kind of skimmed over a lot of the time. It's kind of not talked about or ignored. People always talk about tips for improving, and it's generally like, use a sense you're comfortable with, and do this and this, and we happen to get the worst game type ever. But, there are a couple things that I specifically want to talk about that I feel like can really help you elevate your game to the next level, where maybe you can, if you're a platinum player, maybe you can start contending with some of the diamond players, or if you're diamond, you can start contending with Onyx. And this isn't really about rank, but it's just more of how you can, like, a couple things that you can use that apply to everyone. Like, there are some certain tips on like how to be a better sniper, which will focus on positioning and how you should use your left thumbstick more than your right thumbstick, and things like that, and certain strafes and stuff. But I'm going to talk about a couple of main things. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a game. I'm not going to play this game, but we're going to jump into a game, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about it. Alright, so we're jumping into a Plaza Slayer right now. I wasn't about to play that trash. But like I said, I've got a couple main points that I want to go over. The first of which is going to be comfortability. Now, comfortability is a huge thing, and that kind of holds a lot of different things. I don't know, I kind of phrased that terribly. But as you guys can see, I'm using the Shinobi armor with the Counter Logic gaming skin on purpose. That's because, for me, the CLG skin with this armor, the look of it is where I'm comfortable. And so it might sound weird that the armor that you wear makes a difference, but I truly believe that it does. Like I said, that might be a little bit weird, but I truly believe that it makes a difference. Now, sensitivity also falls under this category, but it's really different depending on what you're trying to do. So you'll see a lot of like montagers, that should have been a 5 by the way. A lot of like montagers will use higher sense, and that's because different sensitivities are good for different things. If you want to stay consistent, like be a consistent all-around kind of player, then you're probably going to want to do 3 or 4, and actually a lot of my teammates run 2 Sense 5 Excel, which makes it really slow when you're like, I don't know how to exactly to describe it, but it makes it really slow, but then when you're doing something where you're not in a fight, it'll like speed up your aim so you're not at 2 Sense the entire time. But yeah, 2, 3, 4... really any Excel over, or 2 or above is fine. So just find one that you're comfortable with. That's one of the best all around. I personally run, for competition, I'll run 4-2. Just because it's a good all around sense. I have a good sniper, I have a decent pistol shot. I think having, or playing on 4 Sense is not the best thing you could do for your pistol shot, because people like Cole and Tyler have really, really good magnums. But I use this just because it's, I don't know, it's more comfortable for me. But my magnum is definitely not as good as Cole or Tyler. So that's another thing to think about. But the second category, that's kind of it for the comfortability category. Don't get Ninja Teammate. Oh my god, get out of my way. Alright, don't get shit on here. Now, the second thing that I want to talk about, and I'm sorry, this is kind of disjointed, it's hard to play and talk at the same time. But the second thing that I want to talk about is patience, because patience is a huge, huge important part of improving. When I first got this game, when I first started playing, I was coming off competing, and I'm talking about Halo 5 here. When I first started playing Halo 5, I was just coming off a season of competing in Call of Duty, and was fairly unexperienced, not only at Halo 5, which was a new game, but at competition in Halo in general. Because Halo, as you guys know, plays somewhat unique. Of course, there are a lot of popular first-person shooters, but they all have their own play styles and strategies and such. And so I was not good right away. It took me a very long time to get to where I am, and I'm still learning every single day. I'm still getting better at this game. This game has been out for over a year now, and I'm still improving. I'm still getting better, and that's because you have to have patience. Nothing happens overnight, and especially improving to the point that we're discussing in this video, it's not going to happen quickly. So what I did, I tell you. All right, so firstly, you have to be dedicated. You have to really want to improve, because your attitude and being positive about it is such a huge part of it. So what I did to improve mainly is I watched not only a ton of pro gameplay, but I watched different pros play. Towie is a really good person to watch. Towie used to upload, he doesn't do it as much anymore, but he used to upload his analysis of their scrims from a certain player's point of view. And it's really helpful to watch, like, the Arena Tips series that I do. It's really helpful to see certain, like, analysis, or analyses, I think is the way that you would say that. I'm not really too sure. But analyze different people's gameplays, obviously the pros, or it could be someone of my tier. I'm not saying, I'm definitely not the best person to go to for advice, but like me and like any of my teammates, Cole, Tyler, Dallas, or pros would all be like reputable sources for high level gameplay, at least I think. But I watched like a mixture of, I watched everyone on Optic. I think Snakebite, I watched a lot of Snakebite and a lot of Frosty specifically. Those two I think would probably be the best people to watch, because Frosty is one of the smartest and nerdiest players in the game in terms of just and is also just has incredible raw talent and incredible skill that he's developed in Halo. And then Snakebite is one of the most consistent and smart players in the game, and plays the objective incredibly well also. So either of those guys were the two that I watched, and I'm not saying that watching them would help you guys the same way that it helped me, but those are definitely very good people to pay attention to. So analyze pro gameplay, and then also look over your own gameplay. It's a tip that you hear from a lot of people. They'll tell you to watch your own gameplay and that really helps. But if you watch it with an open mind, then watching your own gameplay seriously helps. If you watch it, and not just watching your own gameplay, it's more watch it and watch how you die in your gameplay and think, is there anything I could have done to prevent that death? Like right there specifically. I'm not really trying too hard because I'm playing a social playlist and I'm just talking to you guys. But right there, I got shot in the back at driveway because I put myself in a vulnerable position in a spot that was not high up on the map. So I had very little advantages in that specific spot. And so that could be why I died. It could be a positioning thing. I want to say very rarely are there going to be times where you are consistently losing, where it's your fault. Like, it won't be your fault. I'm trying to word this correctly, but you are not going to be consistently losing certain battles 100% because of your skill or your aim. A lot of the times it's going to be a mixture of your positioning. Well, positioning is probably the most important. Your positioning, it could be your shots, it could be you know, where your teammates are in comparison to the map. A lot of it falls under positioning now that I think about it. But yeah, so definitely have a good attitude about it. Be willing to learn, to improve, to get better. And you really, if you want to get better, if you want to begin to play at a high level, like having an attitude where you want to grind is very important also. So the best scenario that I can think of to give you guys like a good example would be late in the Master Chief Collection's lifespan. A lot of people were playing. This was after the Halo 2 anniversary season was over. After I was done playing COD, Halo 5 was about to release. Everybody played the hardcore playlist in the Master Chief Collection. That was all of the Halo 3 MLG game types, and I was not good at it. I didn't play competitive or the MLG settings when Halo 3 was originally out, but I'd rather not interrupt my thought here, but I'm going to go ahead and skip to another game real quick. Okay, so like I was saying, I didn't play the competitive settings for Halo 3 when Halo 3 was the main title that was out, so I was playing a lot of experienced competitive players in Halo 3 and not doing very well because obviously I was inexperienced. I had been playing Call of Duty and just coming back as kind of a person who had played Halo as a kid who, like I said, wasn't experienced in the competitive game types. I wasn't doing very well. And this is where the attitude part comes into it, because I really, really wanted to be good at playing Halo 3 competitively, because Halo 3 was still really, really fun, and I wanted to get good at it. And that's part of my attitude, and part of my attitude as a competitor is that I hate being bad at something. When I'm like bad at something, it upsets me to the point where I want really bad to be good at it. And so I remember one night in particular, I played the team hardcore playlist in Halo 3 for like, I want to say like 9 hours straight, just game after game after game, no breaks, just played and played and played. And I got bodied like almost the entire time, but I wanted so bad to be good at it. And I thought to myself, I'm willing to be patient. And so I played and played and played, and eventually I got to the point where I wasn't dying as much. I wasn't missing shots that I would normally hit, or that I would see other people normally hit. And it just got to the point where it was just this steady improvement. And that leads me into my next point, which is repetition. You always hear the phrase thrown around, practice makes perfect. But that's actually, that to a point, that's correct. But also, you have to think that it's not practice that makes perfect, it is good practice that makes perfect. So I wanna talk about repetition in particular, as in like, okay, everybody's quitting. But repetition as in like you analyze what you think you need to do to be good or to be better at a certain thing, and then you do it over and over and over again, and you focus on the things that you need to be doing better, whether it's play on a lower sense to hit your shots more consistently, or whether it's look at where you are on the map in comparison to other people, so that you're not dying in as many bad situations or dying where you shouldn't. You know, just repetition in general will help you as long as you are practicing the right things. So that second game was kind of annoying because everybody quit, but I think you guys got the general gist of what I was talking about. I hope that wasn't too discombobulated, if I used that word correctly. I hope you guys got the general point that I was trying to get across in terms of personal improvements. But so the points that I want to take away from you guys are attitude, repetition, sort of like the willingness to grind and improve. Watch pro gameplay, watch other competitive players' gameplay, watch your own gameplay. Focus on your positioning if you're comfortable, whether it be your sense, your armor, or your skin. Your positioning where you are in relation to your teammates, where you are in relation to the enemies and where they're spawning, whether you're showing up on radar, all of these different things. If you focus on, what I would say is try to focus on one thing per session. Like if you want to focus on your positioning, then like follow your teammates around. Or maybe if you spawn by yourself, play it really slow until you can group up with your teammates. Or if you want to focus on hitting your shots, maybe turn your sense down to something a little bit lower and only use the Magnum, or play social or Warzone Assault or something. Or if you want to focus on your sniper, go into Shoddy Snipers, you know, whatever it may be. Focus, like take a certain aspect of your gameplay and focus on it, and eventually it will become better, as long as it's, like I said, it's not practice that makes perfect, it is good practice that makes perfect. And that's not my quote, I heard it somewhere else. So don't say that I stole it, because I did steal it, but I'm aware of it. So that is it for this video. I know it was sort of rambly, I know it was kind of a lot, I know it's going to be a long video, but I hope you guys got what I was generally trying to say. I hope you guys understood the point that I was trying to get across, and I hope that this helped you in some way. If you did, likes are appreciated. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. And yeah, I'm working on doing more videos more frequently. I kind of slacked off a little bit over the holidays, but back in the swing of things, and I'm uploading just as much, if not more, than I did previously, because the road to 1K, we're getting up there. We are either about to hit 700 subscribers, or we have just surpassed it. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of the support on not only my tips videos, but all of my videos as of recent. It's awesome. I love you all. My name is Reclaimer, and I'll see you guys later.